Okay, so now that we have our rig rail working, the triggers of our Xbox controller, so you can see the live link data coming in here in the left and right trigger, and then you can see the position on the rig rail that we have, and this is the data that we're going to be rebroadcasting over multi-user. So this is working great. Let's go ahead and start making our crane now. So this will be incredibly similar to what we did for the rig rail. So hopefully it should be familiar. So let's make a blueprint. And let's type crane here. So camera crane rig. Select. And let's name this BP crane video. Okay. Open this up. And it'll be the same process where we go ahead and add live link controller, and then right click over this and add event on live link updated. And we can delete all this. We don't need this. And then from here, let's evaluate live link frame. We are going to pick, let's go ahead and promote this so that we can do this in a level. And then the role will be basic role. And then from here, split the struct pin, and then split the struct pin again, the bottom one. We're going to get a copy, and probably end up being 1, but we may have to come back here and change this. And let's see here, the first thing we can set is arm length. There you go, set crane arm length. So we'll work on this first. There we go. And let's compile that. Great. Now we're going to need to make a data asset for this as well. Let's say we'll use the left joystick. Here's input action. So let's go IA left stick Y. Click this. Let's make sure that it's the data type that we want. Nope, it's not. We want a float. Save. And then let's go ahead and add this to our data asset here. So we're going to do this. And this will be, what was it? IA left stick Y. And let's go ahead and add this will be the thumbstick left Y axis, which is up and down. So let's save. There we go. And did we mark consume input? We did. Okay, great. Okay, and now back in our spoof here, let's go ahead and get that enhanced input. Left stick Y, and we'll make a event dispatch. Go in here, add a value. It will be a float, and we'll just call this value. And then it'll be the same thing. So let's pull it in. And we're going to have this triggered and completed, and we're going to pass the value. Let's compile that. Now let's go over into our live link here. And let's create some space. Find left trigger video, left stick video. There we are. That's what we want. Hook this up. And then event, we're going to add our custom event here. CE left stick Y. And let's promote this. And we'll call it left stick Y. Okay. Now we need a way to bring our camera crane in here like this. Let's go ahead and add. Um, Camera crane. The type will be the VP camera. What do we call it? Crane? Crane video. There we go. File this. Make this public. And we're going to want to drag this in. Okay. Now we've got this. Let's do get arm. Get crane arm length. Okay, so we're going to want to get the crane arm length. So it'll be very similar to this. So we're going to want to get the crane arm length, and we're going to basically want to add or subtract depending on what we're doing here. So let's get our left trigger value, or no, our left stick value here. And then we're going to want to add this together. There we are. And then we'll probably want some sort of clamp and then come back and do, arm speeds and things like that. But let's just go ahead and get this working first. So we'll put this into 1 here. This will go into 1. Let's make sure that we have an array. We do. And then we have left trigger, right trigger. Let's add left thumb stick Y. Save. Okay. Let's drag the crane in here. Let's add it here. Let's see. Oh yeah, one thing that we forgot to do was to go back into our crane and make this public there. So we need to find a way to set our virtual live link subject that's going to be controlling the crane here. Oops. So now if we go here, great. And now that we've set the live link subject here, we can go into live link and we can see that our left stick stick is sending live link data, but it's also controlling the arm here. Now, one thing to notice is that just in its default state on this particular Xbox controller that I have, you see like it's not quite at 0 here. So even when I'm not touching it, it's still moving this rig rail really, really slowly. So we need to build in a little bit of a dead zone here. We get this a lot with Xbox controllers and with Switch Joy-Cons and things like that. So it's quite common actually. So how we can do that is let's go get our BP here. So right here, what we're going to want to do is let's say that if the absolute float is less than, let's say, what is it, 0.1. Let's set up some logic here. And then we'll copy this and just say that it's 0. There we go. This will be our condition. So let's see if that stops it here. Oh, we want greater than. There we go. There we go. So now we're coming out and we're saying if the value is 0.1 or below, then to just say that this particular variable is 0. So you have to figure out kind of like what your controller is like. Everybody's a little bit different. You see now that it's stopped. But so now, though, this is moving too slow. And then, let's say that you were trying to match an actual crane that you're going to have on set. So you need this for, kind of tech viz purposes. So you'll want to set like a maximum length that it can go and a minimum length that it can go. So let's go ahead and do those things. So on the actual crane itself, Let's go over there and let's add an arm min, which will be a float. And we'll also want the public to be able to set it on the actor, and arm max, same, and then a arm speed mult. And we'll set that. Okay, now let's jump over and do the math inside of our live link here, so that everything will properly rebroadcast over a multi-user. So let's go ahead and add these, pull these over here to give us a little bit of room. Pull this down. So now we're going to want to get those variables as well. So let's get arm min here, and let's get arm max. And we're going to want to get arm speed mult. Arm speed mult, that's what we call it. Okay, great. We're going to take the left stick value and then we're going to multiply it by the speed mult that we set. We are going to want to go back here and actually, I forget to do this every time, but let's make these defaults something that are not 0. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to figure out why it's not working. Let's just put this to 100 and let's put this to 1. And I just realized we misspelled that. Okay. There you go. Compile that. Save. All right, now back here. Now let's pull off here and get ourselves a clamp. Make sure it's float. And then the arm length min and the arm length max will go there. And then this can pipe right in here. Make this a little bit less of a spider web. Okay. So now if we go over here, we can go on to our actor here and we can set, we've got 10. Okay, great. Let's go here and let's see if it's working. So let's make this a little faster. Let's go. Okay, so what's happening here, which is great, but our max here is very short. So this is in centimeters. So if you, there we go. So if you want to convert this to feet, I believe it's like 30.48 or something, and you can convert it to feet. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go. I think it's 30.48. Don't quote me. There we go. Now, if you go here, you should be able to have it in feet. No, that's not what we want. We want it here. This. And then this. Okay. There we go. There we go. So now, let's see, and then that's maybe a little too much. So there we go. Great. Cool. So we have our arm working. It's maybe a little too slow. Awesome. Now we want to go and control the pitch, and we want to control the yaw of this with our Xbox controller. And let's do that with the right stick, X and Y. You can choose whatever you like, but I'm going to do right stick, X and Y. There we go. So let's go here and let's copy this. I'll copy it twice. And let's call this right stick X. Get the underscore out of there. And then we'll do right stick Y. And let's make sure those are floats. They are. Great. Let's go add them here. Let's add and oh, I guess you can't add twice. Right stick Y. Right stick X. And that will go to right stick X axis. And let's add right stick Y. Here we go. And this will be right thumbstick Y. Save that. Okay. Now let's go to our spoofer and let's get the event dispatches going. So right stick X. There we go. And then let's grab right stick Y, stick Y. Okay. Now let's add some event dispatches. ED right stick X. And ED right stick Y. Okay. Add this. Nope. Add the Y. Okay, now let's call these in. I want triggered, completed, and the value. And the same thing here. Call this in. Triggered, completed, and the value. Great. Now let's go back over to our rig rail here, and we're going to bring these things in. Move that over. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. All right. So now this is right stick X. So bind, there we go. And let's get our right stick Y. Okay. Add our spoof. Got it. Add our custom events. C right stick X. And then C right stick Y. Video. And then let's promote and promote. And we're going to just copy over this setup here for each of these, just in case we have the same problem. Let's go here, here, true. We got to give ourselves more room. I don't like working in cramped blueprint areas. It's better. All right. This, copy this, copy this, and then this will be false. It'll be 0. All right. This isn't very clean, but you get the idea. Move this over. Same deal. Nope. Okay. Awesome. Compile that. Now we've got those two sticks set up. Let's make sure that we've got a couple more pins in our array there. And let's add these. So we got right stick X, right stick Y. Now let's go ahead and bring in, this is going to be 2 that we're going to send to. Look up our array. Look this up. All right. Now let's pull off of our camera crane and let's get Yaw first. Yeah, get crane, yeah. Crane, yeah. Bad joke. And let's get the, actually, let's just go set the mults and everything. Where's our crane? Let's not even be coy about this. So let's go. Crane, since we know. Yeah, speed, mult. There we go. Sure. And then let's come back over here. Let's get yeah speed mult. Get yeah speed mult. We did not make this something other than 0, which we need to do. Compile this. And let's just make this 1 for now. There we go. And let's get our stick x value. And we'll multiply the speed. And then we'll add this to our current yaw position. Compile, and back over here in our crane. Then we're going to get array slot 2, and we're going to set yaw. Here we go. Compile. Let's go back in here. We have our yaw mult. Okay, right stick. There we go. And you see that it's moving around very slowly. So we can change this here. There we are. Perfect. Looks great. So you can put a clamp on here if you just want to go, 360 or to go 180 or 360 or 270, 270 degrees. I mean, I'm fine with just kind of letting it spin round and round if we want. So let's go ahead and do the last thing here, which will be the pitch. So let's go on the crane itself and let's add a few variables here, kind of like the speed mult and the pitch min and the pitch max that we know that we're going to need. So let's go pitch min, pitch max, pitch speed. Make all these public, compile, and let's pitch min. That's probably fine to be 0. Pitch max, let's make this 180. And then speed, let's just go 1 for now. You just don't want them to be zeros, basically, because then you'll do how I do, where then I start trying to control it in the level, and nothing's moving because everything's clamped down to 0, and then you spend 45 minutes trying to figure out why, and then you start to consider your life choices once you realize what you've done to yourself. There we go. Now let's go to array 3. Let's hook up our array here. Okay, and now let's see. C crane arm, and then this will be crane. All right. So let's do, what did we do? We did stick X. Let's do stick Y. Grab it here, and then let's go get all of our variables off of our crane here. Pull this out. So get pitch. Speed, get pitch max, and then get pitch min. There we are. Let's pull all these over here. Okay, so we're going to want to do the same thing as we did on all the others. So let's multiply these two together. here, and then, oh, we need to get our current pitch. Get current. And what is it? Get pitch. What do we want? Oh, get crane pitch. Perfect. All right. And then we just want to add these two together. Add. And then we'll get a clamp. Make sure it's float. And then the min, the max. Put this into there. Oh, wrong one. Put that back to index 3. There. Make sure we have 3 slots. Perfect. Okay, let's go over into our crane here. Get 3. So we're going to pull array slot 3 here. And then we are going to set pitch. And then we're going to plug this in. Okay, compile. Move this out of the way. We have our defaults here. And let's see how we're doing here. Yep, there we go. So now we can go up and down and up and down. Perfect. We might actually want to consider moving sticks. It's hard to get it exactly up and down, but that's okay. All you have to do is just go back in here like this and just pick something else. But for our purposes here, it works perfectly. Now let's throw this under the rig rail here and let's zero it out. And now you can control your Russian arm. Where's our live link values? With your Xbox controller, you can control the arm in and out. You can twist it around. You can put it up and down. Great. So now you can make your own Russian arm here, and you can set it up technically if you're doing some tech viz. It's all working. And now to send it over multi-user, you just hit rebroadcast subject. And then on every other machine in the multi-user session, if you go over here to message bus, see, it shows up right there. So you just select that and you are good to go. And now you can control a camera crane and rig rail with the Xbox controller using enhanced input over a multi-user session. Thanks. Hope that was helpful.